I'm here with Ethan Anderson, the co-founder of Redbeacon. Hello, Ethan.
Hey, Mike. Good to be here.
Thanks for coming. You dropped by our office to give us an update on how you're doing.
I did. It's our 6-month update, and we have some exciting news to share.
So some background first. You didn't launch, but you first showed your stuff at TechCrunch 50 in the fall.
Right.
And then you launched in October partially in all of the Bay Area in December.
We used that 1 month to sign up service providers. We got about 1,000 signed up in the Bay Area, so we felt comfortable actually opening it up to consumers to request real services.
And what is Redbeacon?
Redbeacon is a site where you can get price quotes and book appointments for virtually any local service. It's one of the only places where you'll get an actual price quote for your specific job, and you can book the appointment with one single click.
So it's kind of like the Yellow Pages where you open it up, except when you pick one, you get a quote, and then you can online accept that quote or not, accept one of a bunch of quotes that you get.
Right.
And then the guy shows up and does the work.
The idea is that it should really save you money because the service providers are competing for your business.
Yeah.
And you also get a sense of how much you should be paying because you see like the various quotes, you can triangulate what the right price is for your job. And secondly, it saves you a lot of time because you don't have to call around to see who's available, right? You just say, this is the time I'm available, only quote if you can do the job when I want it done.
So you really took a risk in that you didn't raise any money, right? It's all self-funded.
Completely self-funded. The only money we've taken from the outside is the money that we won at TechCrunch 50.
Yeah, and then which was a $50,000 grand prize because you were the top winner of the event.
Yep.
And then you launched, and just to see how things went, and it's gone pretty well, you said.
Yeah, it's gone pretty well. Yeah. We decided that rather than kind of spend millions of dollars of venture capital on the wrong thing, let's take a couple of months after launching, let's see how we're doing, let's see how users are using the site, and just stay in one single market, just the Bay Area, fix the product, make sure it's working well, understand our user behavior, and then we would raise money and scale nationally.
And are users happy?
Yeah, they're very happy. In fact,
they're getting quotes?
They're getting quotes. 100% of jobs now get quotes.
What does that mean?
That means that if you request a service in any of what we kind of consider our top verticals, about 20 of them that we think get most of our requests, in any of those verticals, 100% of the requests that come in get price quotes back from real service professionals and businesses in the Bay Area.
Okay.
So that means that consumers are not left, kind of unattended when they put a request into Redbeacon.
How long does it take to get quotes back? A few minutes, a few hours?
The first quotes will actually come in sometimes just in a couple of minutes. I would say within, most auctions last about 48 hours. The consumer can set the duration. And some trickle in towards the end, but usually most of them have come in by the first day.
And how do you make money?
We make money from the service provider. If they win the job and it's scheduled through Redbeacon, we charge them a 10% commission on the value of their quote. So if it's like a $500 plumbing job, we would make $50, and we charge them that as soon as the job gets scheduled on Redbeacon. That way they show up and do the job for the consumer.
Yeah, and it's up to them to say, I didn't do the job or I didn't get paid if that happens.
Yeah, if the job gets canceled, we happily refund the money.
So one of the things I really liked about Redbeacon when I first heard about it, which was late last year, was not just the transaction engine that you put together in the front, although that's fascinating, the stuff we've been talking about to now, but it's sort of what happens afterwards, because you have all these services like Yelp is probably the best known, where you have people reviewing businesses. And there's all this controversy about fake reviews, both positive and negative. And the thing I like about Redbeacon is that, and you haven't talked about this yet, but with a very high degree of certainty when a transaction actually takes place between a business and a consumer. And so their review is probably going to have a lot more weight. It's a lot harder to game it either way.
Yeah, because to game it, you would actually have to match. You'd have to get a price quote from that service provider.
Yeah.
And you'd have to accept it.
So
you'd have to pay a commission.
Is really good review data coming in?
Yeah, it's 100%, as far as we know, 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to really game this system. And so we do show ratings and reviews from other services now. We show Yelps, Googles, and Yahoos, because those are larger services than ours, and we want to show the crowdsourced reviews. But we showed the Redbeacon one, and we hope that people recognize that this one's probably even more accurate than the ones we're showing.
Okay. So news today, we're going to write about this, but you have 3 announcements.
3 big announcements.
Briefly, what are they?
Yeah, so the first is Redbeacon is moving into kind of the social space, writing a social layer to Redbeacon.
Yep.
One of the things that people told us is, when I look for local services, I ask people I trust, my friends, my family. So we're now allowing your friends from Facebook, using Facebook Connect, to come in and give their opinions on your choices that Redbeacon gives you. So let's say we return, let's give you an example of like a wedding. Okay, somebody's getting married, they requested a DJ for their wedding. Actually, we've had several of these. You can now go invite your friends who are coming to the wedding to come look at your DJ choices, thumbs up, thumbs down, or leave a comment on any of them, and you can see, what do my friends think about my choices? It's kind of very fun and very social, very interactive, right? And then we post all this information back to your Facebook wall saying, you know, Mike just helped Ethan choose a DJ for his wedding. Do you have a local service need on Redbeacon? Yeah. So we hope that this really, you know, the social thing helps spread the word.
So you can ask your friends for help in telling you about service providers and picking one when you've already gotten quotes.
Yes. And the last part is, let's say your friend knows a DJ that, you know, Redbeacon didn't know about.
Yeah.
They can recommend that DJ.
And then they're in your system.
And then they're in our system. Yeah. We immediately notify that DJ to come race and quote on this job.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a recommended DJ.
The other two are...
two other announcements, right? Second announcement is that we're now showing organizational memberships of our service providers. Yep. We're actually, I think, the first company that the Better Business Bureau has given their lists to. So we now know if somebody is part of the Better Business Bureau. They've let us use that and show their badge on the service provider profile. And we're showing about 24 other organizations.
So that helps people know and trust. Okay.
Exactly.
And
the third announcement is our first distribution partnership. Yep. It's with a company called Big Tent up in San Francisco, and they're the leading provider of parents clubs websites.
Yep.
So the really cool thing about that is that moms are one of the top target demographics for Redbeacon because they get so many local services for the household. Mm-hmm. And so now Redbeacon will be integrated into the Big Tent experience. So when the moms come to their usual mothers clubs on Big Tent, they'll see in multiple places, come use Redbeacon. And, you know, if you need a local service, use our trusted partner, and they can start the request on the Big Tent site. Then they're brought to a co-branded experience. And the moms can endorse service providers that they know and trust. And we show that. We'll say, look, several other members of your mother's group have recommended this plumber. You may really want to consider them.
Okay, great. And what's the, just wrapping up, what's the most popular category so far?
Interestingly, it's maids. Yeah, surprising.
Housekeepers, whatever.
Housekeepers, yeah.
Second?
Second is handymen.
Third?
Third is probably, I would say, personal trainers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular category.
All right.
But it's pretty long tail. We've had some really out there things.
So last question, should Yelp have taken the $500 million from Google?
No comment. I don't know enough about the Yelp business.
Really?
Well, I mean, I don't know what their revenues are like. I don't know what kind of a future they think they have for themselves. I guess they probably made a rational decision.
So should they have taken it?
It's hard to turn down $500 million.
The answer is yes. Thanks very much for coming by.
Thanks, Mike.